So it's 3:14 in the blood clot morning. Okay. And when did my logo become blue? When did that happen? So listen, y'all. Oh, I still got my media here. We are revisiting a topic that, okay, that's for upgraded. They let me keep it. I was like, why is this shit here? I got my music. I got my clips. Okay. That was kind of strange. Last time I talked to you, I said I gave you an example of something along the lines of a show I watched and a woman who was not paying attention, and dude pretty much catfished her. She still carried on, and she ended up in his basement. Trigger warning, she ended up in his basement, becoming his psychotic art piece, right? And it was from the show Alex Cross. I did not know I had the interview still up. And it was from the show Alex Cross, right? And yes, and I said to you, what is the key thing to have proper discernment when you are out here and you want to work with people? What is the key to have proper discernment and understanding and networking and properly dating out here, or properly just connecting with people? Okay. People's social media is their resume. People's websites are their resume. And people's social media is more of their resume because you can see dates. So you can see the last time they did a project, what project they may keep repeating. You can go back and see their interviews and things that they have done in the past. You can go find them. You can go back. Okay? That's the beauty of social media. And what's more beautiful is, even if you meet somebody in person, you can still talk let me have your social media, right? So is that. Another way in which you can do things is, I listen, I'm not even going to I'm just going to talk about it. Look, you have to live it. You have to be what you say that you are in order to attract who you are. Because once you are who you say you are, you build the standard of who can come around you. You build the standard of what type of events that you associate with, that you go to. See, I'm thankful for my intuitions, because I was just like, I kept telling y'all, I don't want to go to the Caribbean. And I said, if I ever go, I'll go to Cuba and I'll fly over there. Remember I said that? And I said, other than that, I don't really care to go to the Caribbean. I don't really care to go on a cruise. I always said that for years on the show. And look what happened on the Carnival cruise. I don't even want no association with the Carnival cruise. Now, if the Carnival cruise comes across my timeline, it's going to get blocked. You see what I'm saying? Now, if I can find another type of cruise or somewhere that's worth my money or something, then but honestly, I'd rather fly. I'm not going to hold you. I'd rather just take first class flight somewhere, right? Now, you build a standard for yourself when you live it. See, excuse me, I could not mute fast enough. Excuse me for that, headphone users. See, when you live your life, I'm going to get into the microphone when I talk now. When you live your life, and when you live it vivid, as one woman once said to me, When you live what you say that you are, when anyone comes into your space or you come into somebody's space, they are going to be what they say that they are, and you won't get catfished. They will meet a standard. They will meet a professionalism about themselves that you will say, okay, I can work with this person. Okay, I like this work that this person has completed. Let me keep them on my radar. Let me write down in my notes. Let me drop this person a DM. Let me tell this person I would like to make connection with them. Let me tell this person that, hey, if I would love to be on your studio set, whatever. You make connections with people. See, when I was seeking out certain people and one of them called me, right? And I was like, it was fine. And I understood why they called me, because there's no pictures of me and no images of me, and I don't have a website and all this stuff, right? And I was like, okay, let me when I did this gig, I said, let me go ahead and put my picture out there. I was like, damn, I don't have no recent pictures of myself, but let me put this picture out there, and I'm gonna go back on my camera and start taking some updated pictures of myself, mostly of me doing work and doing what I do, right? This is what I said. And I keep forgetting to do it, but I will. And so all of these things started piling up, right? But I want to give you an example of my life when I once was working before, but I also was distracted energetically. And this is why I stress to you all, okay? No matter how much you listen to this show, you have to remain aligned with yourself. I don't give a damn what you need to remain aligned with yourself. You can't even have a friend that is not aligned with you in your space if you want to live in true alignment. You hear me? Now, being aligned with yourself, and at this time I wasn't. This person wanted to work with me, um, basically, to do some film work. And I saw that they had work from years ago. I didn't see nothing updated, and I saw everything but what I was saying. And needless to say, it turned into something else. It turned into something just ridiculous. Okay. It's just a waste of my time, basically. Why did that happen to me? Because I was not fully ready, and I wasn't fully engaged in and living the life that I said I was living. Do you get what I'm saying? So yes, I was living it. Yes, I did do the photography. Yes, I did do things. Yes, I did have it. But there was energetic frequency distractions that had to be moved out the way. So I had one person who I learned a lot of great things from. I got a lot of writing, a lot of art, everything with this person. But my eyes at that time, it was 30. I knew this person since I was 20s, and then I was 30. And so my eyes began to wake up to certain things, and I started to just, I don't have to get into the details of it, but I started to realize at that time in my life what the problem was I was always working around other people. I was always, somebody else helping them out, doing other things. I'm doing something. Somebody wants me to come over there with them and write with them. It was just too much of that. And I was not completed and fully building my foundation the way that I wanted to build it. It's not that I wasn't, because I do have a lot of work that I have completed online. I have done. I even threw away that page, that website, everything. But I had things, but it wasn't to the capacity of how I'm building things now in my life. Do you get what I'm saying? So when you are aligning yourself in life, you have to do the inner work, people. And I mean that from the bottom of my heart. Sometimes you have to take a step back and get away from everybody. You have to walk away from that relationship. You have to energetically cleanse yourself emotionally from whatever it is that you're going through. You have to start re-examining the environment that you're in and what transformations need to be made in the environment that you're in. You have to start uh really building your life all the way up. You understand what I'm saying? And so what I'm getting at to you the most is that once that part of your life is fully cleared, that's when all the other things begin to open up in the way that it needs to open up. See, when you're online, and let's say you date online, I don't suggest it, but let's say you do, and you're talking to somebody online, something in you is going to pick up that something's not right about that person. Something in you is just going to pick up that something's off. And with the times that we're in, there's no reason to truly be catfished. I'm gonna tell you something that happened to me. All right, don't I always tell you? One time I was talking to someone online on the phone, and I had like a headache. And that's one of the things I learned. When I get a headache, that means that something ain't right with that person. That means that they're going to do something to make me angry or piss me off every time. If I get a headache, that means they're going to do something to piss me off. So what happened is, I saw them on video, and I kid you not, I looked at them and I thought they were absolutely ugly on that video. I did. Their hair looked all crazy. They looked like they had no hairline. They look absolutely fucked up. But they still wanted to see me, and I let them see me. And when I let them see me, they looked absolutely gorgeous, right? But there was still something a little tad bit off about them, right? Needless to say, that didn't last. Like, it didn't last. But here is about the proper discernment. So I actually sat down and watched a video where these males are rambling on about how much they hate their wives and how they want their types, but they still, it's just absolute human stupid shit, right? Stuff that we already know over here, right? I'm here. I need you to hear me. I'm here to help you avoid and dodge and be missed with that type of shit happening in your life. Do you understand me? I did not sit here and have you with a bunch of dark psychology books, even paid for one of the dark psychology books, and read it out loud to you. I did not have the Black Woman Guide Siri. I did not have all of this stuff for you to go out here and be a major fuck up. I just want you to understand that. I did not tell you to get your burn book for kicks and giggles. I meant at the time, that's why I'm using the term past tense of meant, and I mean everything that I'm telling you. And I do it absolutely from my heart. I need you all to understand that. Because you can be, that shit can dodge your life. You don't get caught up with the love bombing, the romance of the thing. When you deal with life in reality, when you don't let your feelings get caught up. And I have somebody in my life that I talk to her, and shout out to you. And I was listening to her, and I said, oh, she's really paying attention. She's a smart girl. She's a smart woman. It's hard for me to, I don't mean to call you girl, but I am an older, but you're a smart woman. I said, she's smart. She's really paying attention and realizing the bigger part of life, and that nobody is worth it. Nobody's worth wasting her time. You give people a chance. If they fuck up, that's it. And if somebody is worth your time, you're going to know it. See, the person I have in my life is worth my time. Okay? I know it that they're worth my time. I don't want to give up on anything that we have together. They're worth my time. No matter what they bring to me, no matter how whatever goes down, whatever, they're worth my time. Now, I understand for Black people, it's rough out here. It may be a little hard. The road ain't hard. The road ain't easy. I get it. Please don't think that I don't get it. But why do you think I think the way that I do? I admire strong people, strong minded people. I respect people who are selfish and know how to get what they want. I was watching something on the CIA in Masterclass. I definitely can't play that. I only can play like a trailer for you. Okay. I can play the trailer for you, but I cannot play um the actual full class. Okay. So give me a moment. What's the name of this? The Art of Intelligence, right? Where's the trailer button? There is. Maybe it's best I play it on YouTube and not play it here. Here's the trailer right here. So I'm going to go ahead and play this trailer. Let me put up my banner. This is fair use because I'm going to play it and pause it. And I noticed that it just looks so goddamn boring, but that's the purpose of it. And that's what makes it so fucking good. You know what I'm saying? It's so good. Okay. I share these things with you because people in spaces like the CIA and all these type of things, look at what the fuck they look like. Listen to their voice. Listen to how they carry themselves and what they share with you. Listen to how they talk about deceit. Listen how they talk about being whoever you want to be. This woman right here spoke about imposter syndrome. She felt like an imposter because she was being so much of who she wasn't, that she was believing it. And this is all a part of what I try to show you all. Hold on.
About this in public before. I'm Brian Carbaugh.
I'm Don Myricks.
I'm Michael Morrell. And this is Masterclass.
All right, hold on, y'all. Let's go play again. Then I'm going to pause it. Let's play it again.
You need to look yourself in the mirror and ask yourself if you're being bold enough. If you search your soul, I think you're going to find out that you're not. So much of.
I think emotions can make you weak. I think feelings of love can make you weak. I get so weak in the knees I can hardly speak. I lose all control and something takes over me. Something, it's so amazing. I want you to stay with me. By my side, I salute my pride. Your love is so sweet and knocks me right off of my feet. Boom, this person got you. You in a honey trap right now. Boom. So whatever lies and deceits and all that stuff that they have, you cannot see it because you're clouded by weakness. You ever listen to somebody talk about relationships? I'm a Libra. I could talk this shit. You ever listen to somebody talk about relationships and they just start sounding weak to you? You just be like, that's love to you, bitch. And maybe you have been that stupid bitch. And that's okay. Because hopefully you're not that dumb bitch no more. Hopefully you're not that weak ass bitch no more. Okay? But I just need y'all to just listen.
What you learn at CIA is applicable to everyday life. You need to know this.
I served as the director of the CIA's covert action capability. I've learned a lot about human nature.
I was the deputy director of CIA for science and technology. We would do things that people would say, that's not possible. You can think of MuseQ.
That's so cool.
I was the lead analyst at CIA, in charge of telling the president what he needs to know. Yeah, pretty intense. Bias led to...
So the president has somebody from the CIA that tells him or her, we never had a female president here, right? The woman president, what they need to know. Make smarter decisions.
Really, the worst mistake the CIA has ever made. You can mitigate the vast majority of biases just by being aware.
The key to any great achievement is an amazing team that is unafraid, and that has to include unafraid to say what they think.
People would be surprised to learn how important empathy is at the CIA.
No, don't take me to the class. They're taking me to the class. Let's go back again.
And ask yourself if you're being bold enough. If you search your soul, I think you're going to find out that you're not.
I have to control it from here.
So much of what you learn at CIA is applicable to everyday life. You need to know this.
I served as the director of the CIA's covert action capability. I've learned a lot about human nature.
I was the deputy director of CIA for science and technology. We would do things that people would say, that's not possible. You can think of MuseQ.
That's so cool.
I was the lead analyst at CIA, in charge of telling the president what he needs to know. Yeah, pretty intense. Bias led to really the worst mistake the CIA has ever made. You can mitigate the vast majority of biases just by being aware.
The key to any great achievement is an amazing team that is unafraid, and that has to include unafraid to say what they think.
People would be surprised.
Let's get to that. Let's get to that part. Deepen your connections. I understand that everything is so fucked up. Oh boy, the internet's acting up. I understand that everything is so fucked up that a lot of you probably don't even want to talk to people. And that's absolutely fine. But have the proper discernment so that you will know what people to talk to and how. But what also comes with proper discernment is through what? Observing, watching, and my favorite word, analyzing. Analyzing to the core, to the T, to the detail of a thing. Do you understand what I'm saying to you? I need you to analyze. I need you to analyze if someone says that this is who they are and this is the work that they do, you go look into it and you look into it. The number one way, like I said, the number one way is what kind of service do they provide for other people despite the work that they do? What teaching do they do? What is their public resume that they have? I'm not talking about that shallow shit, femininity, how to walk in heels. There's nothing wrong with that. I mean, but you can get that stuff literally for free unless you want that person one-on-one and you want their services, right? That's different. But you have people getting scammed by people because these people are not paying attention to what's really going on. You have to put yourself in spaces with real business people. Now, I am from the media capital, so I was able to put myself in these spaces. I have gone to the most random of spaces. I went to the man who controlled oil. He controlled oil. Do you understand me? He was responsible for selling oil. It was some old chubby, big, tall white man. I'll never forget it. I don't even know how I got there. But you have to put yourself in this kind of space to understand how business people operate, how they talk. What do they say when you talk to them? When you want something from them, how do they talk back to you? How do they look at you? What do they look at with you? What kind of questions do they ask you? Okay? And this is how you build your own team of people. And everybody, and I promise you, everybody has a mentor, even if it's their own mama. Everybody has a mentor. My bad.
To learn how important empathy is at the CIA.
You primarily show empathy by listening, really listening. The CIA just declassified that I went on secret missions to North Korea. I have not spoken about this in public before.
I'm Brian Carbaugh.
I'm Don Myricks.
I'm Michael Morrell.
And this
This
is Masterclass.
I need you to look at these people. Be honest with yourself. You look at this lady in the corner and you be like, you know what? She probably makes some good ass fucking chip dip or something, right? Some barbecue chip dip, you know? You look at this guy in the middle, you be like, man, he looks like he fucking gets walked all over by his wife, right? And you look at the guy to the far left and you be like, he looks like he's pretty smart, right? But there's a reason these people look this way. And these are people who work for the CIA, literally. So where am I going with all this? There are people in this world who are absolutely clever, right? But there's nothing like the universe. There's nothing like whatever your higher power is. There's nothing like intuition. Okay? But there's nothing like experience in knowing life, the world, people. I don't know the world yet. I need to get out in the world a little bit more. I know enough of being here in America. I know enough of people and experiences. And there's some experiences that are starting to humble me a little bit more. I'm not going to lie. But at the same time, I want you to understand something. You have to keep a standard of life for you. You keep your level of who you associate with and how you associate with them and what you deal with for you. Okay? You got to understand. You have to have a no bullshit policy about how you deal with people. Okay? You do. You have to have a no bullshit policy. So if you see somebody's catfishing, you cut that off. You nip it in the ass. That's a no bullshit policy. But you have to have a no bullshit policy for yourself as well. See, that's another thing I'm learning. You have to have a no bullshit policy for yourself. You have to have an intuition that is undeniable for yourself, but you know how to navigate it smartly. See, these type of topics, this is when I need to go into Patreon. Seriously. Like, this is when I need to take you behind the wall with me to get into the details of what I'm talking about follow your intuition and paying attention and sharing my own stories, right? Now, I want to bring up something else here. I cannot play anything here because it's going to copyright strike me. It's going to be a strike. I mean, there's no denying that this will be a strike. But hold on a second. Let me try to scroll down so you can see the topics. Why is the CIA teaching you secrets to success? And this is a masterclass that's behind the wall of masterclass. So this is not something that you can get so easily. So this is exclusive. It says learn proven techniques from 3 former CIA intelligence officers to spot red flags, assess bias, and make better decisions so you can get exactly what you want at work and at home. Why is the CIA teaching this? Why? Why people who don't have to talk to us? Let me put this back up because y'all not really supposed to be looking at this. People who we're really, hold on. Group rates are available for volume-based orders. Contact sales to learn more. Huh? Okay, I guess I can contact sales. Why are people like this who work somewhere where they can just be behind the wall, where they don't have to talk to nobody, they don't have to say nothing, they can just stay as a secret? Why are they coming out into this world and saying, hey, this is how you can be successful? And why am I getting this on my feed? Why am I getting the algorithm of all this stuff? Because these things that I'm showing you all are keys to your success. This is the frequency that I'm on. And so when you come over here, you join the frequency with me, correct? And so therefore you see my algorithm, you see my frequency, and you see the things that come across me and the type of things I listen to and the type of things that I read. I appreciate these times. I've learned this in life, y'all, and please take and listen to me when I tell you this. Whenever life outside of you, outside of this news and social media is extreme chaos, that is the time to jump on opportunity. I know it sounds crazy, but when the world is more distractive than ever, that is the time to jump on opportunity. That is the time to manifest and do the things that you need to get done. That is the time to accumulate the money that you need to make. I fucking promise you that shit. I can't make it up if I tried. My time on this planet, I have come to realize that. Because why? I'm in masterclass. I watch the writing classes, but why is CIA and all this stuff? Because there's more CIA classes on here. And masterclass wasn't doing this before. These are compilations and stuff now. They just started doing that. I've been with masterclass and been with them for a very long time. Very long time. I have it don't even matter. You can see my media name up there, my picture and stuff, but that's an old ass picture. Yeah, I can't even see that shit. I'm not worried about it. And so you have all of this stuff. What else does it say? It says part 2, Mission, Myths, and Movies. Get insider access to 3 former CIA intelligence officers as they reveal never before told stories and the lesson they learned about leadership, perfecting your pitch, and the path to a career at the CIA. So they're telling you how to even work at the CIA. But that's kind of an undertone because it's like, we're going to show you the path of success in life, period. They're teaching you the power of the mind, the power of quantum leaping and being who you want to be. And I'm here to teach you the same thing. I'm here to show you the same thing. I'm here to pull you away from all of that. The Carnival Cruise, the tranny kid shooting up the kids, the trigger warning at the school. That was a little hard, but you know, some other pow going on out here. I'm here to pull you away from men saying how much they hate their wives. More destructive ratchet shit. The carnival, going back again, the carnival cruise, people putting their opinions about the carnival cruise. I'm here to pull you away from all that stuff and pull you into your own vibration. And as I pull you into your own vibration, this is where it can take you wherever you want it to go. It could be the artistry in the history of color theory. It doesn't matter. Whatever is for you. It could be the history of being a dentist. Whatever works for you. Okay? And I'm doing this so that you can be aligned with what can help you. There are people who are doing a great job out there. Shout out to them. They are doing a great job with teaching you a lot of things. They have one subject and they go into that one subject and they're doing a great job. I've showed you some channels. There's people who they're doing a great job with showing you the craziness and they're funny, but they also use it to uplift people. And that's fine. They're doing a great job. They have an audience. It works for them. I'm a Scorpio rising. My Pluto is in the 12th house, love. I need y'all to understand that. So I come over here to give hard-hitting reality. You're going to get dark psychology. You're going to learn about mind control, the different form of mind control from the CIA. Even if the book terrifies you, you're going to learn it. You're going to learn the dark psychology placed upon the Black woman and how Black woman needs to use her own dark psychology. You're going to learn the art of manipulation. You're going to learn all of this stuff. I'm going to put this all in for you to teach yourself. Because people like me don't stick around for too long. I'm trying to tell y'all that. I really don't. And people like me are not easily accessible. We're not supposed to be. You understand? We're just not supposed to be easily accessible. Now, getting back to this, okay? Why is it key? Okay? I'm not trying to tell you to be the ice king or the ice queen or the ice thing, okay? I'm not here to try to tell you not to love or no. I'm not saying none of that. I'm telling you to use your mind. I'm telling you to learn how to navigate your heart in the way with your mind and your heart and navigate it in the way of pure intuition and pure intelligence. That's what I want you to do to balance that heart with that feather, which is your mind. I'm being for real. I need you all to understand something. Once you face the truth about things, you can move forward and navigate differently. Once you do this self-reflection, you can move forward and navigate differently. I'm serious. And as you move forward and you learn how to make the proper connections in your life that you want to make, what you're going to find in life is that you're not going to be moved anymore in a way that you once were in life. You're going to find yourself sharpening up from your past experiences. It's not going to hurt so much when you think about the mistakes that you've made or the things that you've done. I sat back, probably even before here, I was thinking about I personally do not like to deal with married people, especially women with men, especially because those women don't have a sense of self, and they don't touch grass, and they don't really know life. I don't give a damn how many cruises and events and places they go. They really don't know life. Okay. And their life is revolved around who they're with. And so for me, again, I still use discernment because if I see a husband and wife team that's building something together, then that's fine, because most of the time no one is ever really talking to the husband. You know what I mean? It's never really that way, you know? I think that when I look at one of the recent experiences I had like last year, I told y'all the biggest problem in my life is I was around people who I just shouldn't have been around. I was around people who just don't deserve me. I was around some real gritty, gutter ass motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? And I accept that in my life. I really do. And let me not get off track here, because we're going to go back into proper discernment in the art of intelligence here. Okay, let's go back to the very simple things. Okay. So the woman in the show, Alex Ross, she met this guy. Let me just go ahead and try to find this scene, because I don't know. I might have to actually look for it. Because I really want y'all to see this scene. What was his name? What was his real name? Somebody got the top 10 moments. Let me see if this is gonna work. Let me see if the top 10 moments are gonna have. Let me see something. Let me see if this is gonna have it. Okay. It looks like she has one particular scene that can work. Okay. Again, I'm going to give y'all a trigger warning, because it's very gruesome. This is a very gruesome show. Let's get to this part right here. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and mute this. Before Shannon got here with this man, there was a point in the story where, oh, you know what I'll have to do? I'll have to find a recap show where they actually show clips and videos. That's what I would have to do. But I would have to know exactly what show and episode. What show episode. So this is Shannon Whitmore. And Shannon met this guy right here. See her smiling? She met this guy online who catfished her, right? And he took her to this art exhibit. Like, he charmed her and, let me take you out. And if you don't like me, you could keep it going. And, and she still took him. She still let him charm her and take her out. And let her take to the event that you can't bring your cell phones and all this art stuff, and then he lied about an art piece being his and all this stuff. And let's get to, well, at that time she couldn't check it, but you gotta, it's little things like that. This is why you have to pay attention to people and listen. Accomplished people do not brag, y'all. Okay? Any person I know who is a creative, who is an artist, whatever form of artistry, they always say, oh, well, you go to something and it's theirs and you see it and you're able to ask them questions about what they have. Okay? You'll be able to go to their website and see, and you're able to ask questions or purchase or whatever the case may be. I don't come across fake artists. I'm just gonna keep it a buck with you. I don't come across fake artists and people who are fake with their work. Even people who have old work, they still have work. I don't come across fake artists. I'm just saying. And so this is the point where he snatches her up, because he got her and he lured her to this house, all by the fact that he got her to be up under him and all this kind of shit. Let me tell you something. If you ever get catfished by somebody, you are to panic. You ought to get disrespectful. You ought to be like, oh, hell no. Okay. But like I said, there's no reason to be getting catfished. Have I got catfished? Oh, I got catfished because the person lied, but I still did not. I still blame myself, because when I looked at him, I said, is she living in her car? And the next thing you know, she had some story about going to jail. And then when I saw her again, I was like, ooh, wait, this motherfucker looks straight homeless. Straight up homeless. Okay? And so I looked at that. Okay? Then that's another story there, but it's still a part of this. And let's just say I never saw that person again. I just cut them off and they were gone. Here's something that is very key here. You have to check your emotions. I know this is hard. I know that one is so goddamn hard. But you have to check your emotions. You have to check always smiling and shit. You have to check, just certain things that can cause manipulators to rail into you. It was one at work that was trying it, but it wasn't working. Energetically, I just didn't feel right with it. You end up not even choosing that person to work there, but energetically, it was just like, I don't like this nigga. But I still blame myself. I said, oh, I know what I did wrong. And I told myself to not do that again. So now the level of work convo is, what's your name? Oh, this is my name. And then I leave it alone. And so, again, that was a lesson. It's like, I don't want to talk to this nigga. I know what kind of nigga this is. You know what I'm saying? Be a little rude. Be okay with being mean. Be okay with not smiling and laughing. Be okay without smiling, about not smiling. Just because everybody else is laughing doesn't mean you have to laugh in the room too. Just because everybody else is smiling about something doesn't mean you have to smile about it too. You have to be, you got to be whole like that. You have to be grounded in yourself like that. You open a portal, okay? When you go online and you online date you're opening a fucking portal. And you are opening an energetic portal where you have people who are able to cross paths with you that you would have never crossed paths with. I tell y'all all the time, my own personal relationship. That had to happen, so we did cross paths. And then the person after her, I was just like, this person is young. It was hesitation. It was like, this person is young. That was too much. 26 years old is young to me. I was like, this is too young. I can't do this. So I was hesitant, even though I was technically, it wasn't my fault. It wasn't on purpose. It was a timing thing, but it couldn't happen. You know what I'm saying? And I let it go. I also look at what is in front of me and what in life do I want to accomplish. Do you understand what I'm saying? So therefore, everybody has to align with that. When you sit here, and I know we like to entertain, just like today, I just watched some stuff that made me crack up laughing, and I shared it with my cousin. And I was like, bro, this shit got me on the floor, bro. This shit funny. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't on the floor literally, but it was just it was that damn funny. And the thing about it all though was like energetically I had to walk away from it. And I was like, man, I'm about to go watch my grades to do my script studying again. You know what I'm saying? I'm about to go watch that before I go to sleep. Why does that happen? Because I have created such a world for myself that I can come out of what I'm doing to do something else and then jump back into what I'm doing again. Do you understand what I'm saying to you? And why does it happen that way? You want to know why it happens that way? Because I know myself and I know what I want and I know how to go out here and get it. And I'm going to watch the lectures. I'm going to read the books to go out there and get it. Now, I'm going to go ahead and let y'all finish looking at the clip of this on mute. And this is fair use. I can play this. She kept smiling the whole time. Let's just say he gave her something to drink. No, she wasn't trying to drink, but he had gave her something else that went into her system. And when she went to text her mother, all her calls forward to him. You know how that was able to happen? You know why she didn't know that she was not texting her mother? Because if she followed her intuition, she would have knew she wasn't texting her mother. It's because he took her to that event. Remember, he said, oh, you can't have cell phones there. So then who got your phone? Who got your phone? You see what I'm saying? I had one time at work, I was going to get somebody my cell phone to charge it. And I had this feeling, I like, this motherfucker is nosy. And so I turned the phone off. And I handed it to them for them to charge it for me, right? And after that, it was the last day I ever handed them my phone because my intuition was just like, I can't get this person my phone. Trust me, there are people in this world that are clever enough to do something like that. Trust me, there's people in this world that will. The reason why it's on TV is because it's happened already. There are people that are clever enough to know how to do that, to be that sneaky. And I need you to understand from the bottom of my heart, this is why you have to keep your fucking standards. If somebody is ugly to you and you don't want them like that, don't you change your mind about it. There's a reason your spirit keeps saying that they're ugly. Somebody said the universe is somebody's ugly, but you feel in love with them. Nope, 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 nope. You gotta listen to that first mind. That motherfucker ugly. The person I like and I care about is beautiful to me. She is beautiful to me. Fine, sexy to me. Everything in between, okay? And I've always felt that way. I don't have no doubts about the way the person I'm with looks. And I feel like that's key. All these people that said that they don't like, they hate their wives, they use the word hate their wives, they all said that I was not attracted to her. She was ugly to me, and but she could do this and she could do that. It doesn't work like that. The fact that you think somebody is ugly, that is you reading their spirit from the start. And more than likely, they are ugly. That's not going to fucking change. When somebody is catfishing you, that's an ugly motherfucker. You don't have to associate ugly with just looks. Ugly is in behavior. That's an ugly motherfucker. Okay. I that dude I talked to at the job was talking about some what you have the two baby fathers, and I'm like, hell fucking no. The fuck? Nigga, what the fuck? You that tells you the mentality and the mindset of motherfuckers out here. That someone can just talk like that so freely, like that's a casual fucking conversation. And then here's another aspect of things too. This gonna be a whammy. I learned a lot about business, about how people carry themselves with business, how people talk, what questions people ask, how people have a standard of who they deal with and who they don't deal with because of white men, because of European white men, not just your Caucasian, because of European white men. They taught me that. I learned from them, okay, the standard of who can talk to you and who can't. Who can be in your space and who can't. Who could be on that phone with you and who can't. I learned from them. And they're the type of people, if you don't have money, they don't want to talk to you. They're the kind of people, if you're not a scholar, they don't want to talk to you. If you don't have a business to sell or whatever, they don't want to talk to you. You have to develop that same type of mentality. And you have to learn how to develop that same type of mentality. I'm sure you heard the science saying that the white male's ice is colder. Yes, the white male's ice is served colder. You think, yeah, he's the biggest one that writes your love movies, don't he? Right? Him and her. They love to write romance movies and love stories, right? They love to tell them shits. The Notebook have you crying and all the kind of shit. All Nicholas Sparks have you do is crying. when he got a sister that died of cancer. He got a tragic ass life, but he writes all these emotional ass, sad ass love movies. It just make us all cry. And you have all these other people. No shit, my Libra writer, I forgot her name right now. She used to write romance. She walked away. She do crime stories now. She said she had enough of romance. She don't even talk about why. She just said she don't do romance, and she went under a whole nother name. She just changed her whole life around. She probably was 40 when she did it. And I'm going to find out, because I just, she had a whole world that she built her whole romance around, and she was done with it. But they love to write about romance, don't they? But ain't nothing so goddamn romantic about the way that they live their lives. So how is it that the white male's ice is so much colder? How is it that the white male is the pivotal example of what manhood is? How is that? How is it that the white male is the one who created this entire fucking system, who has built this system inside and out? How is it that he is the one that can tell you about acting and pretending and being who you say that you are? How is it that he's the one that can tell you about people and secrets and tricking people and catfishing? Who do you want to really learn from? The black male whines all fucking day. Okay, I'm gonna do a black nigga rant. I know. He whines too much for me. He do too much goddamn yelling and motivational speaking for me. I can't listen to him. And I can't, because I get so distracted, because I'll be like, where are the black architectures at? And where are the black business? Where's the fuck the black business? Where's the black systems? Where's a black bank that I can go to, people? Where's a black housing facility that I can go to? Where's a black fucking college that's actually owned and built by black? Where the fuck is this shit at? So I can't listen to him. I can't listen to that shit. This is not so much of racism. It may be white supremacy. Yeah, it may be that. But white supremacy is the answer to a lot of things. And I think a lot of black people, this is what I see, this is just my perception, get too caught up with the preachy shit. These motherfuckers is direct and raw and honest. And I wish I can dress up my best and flip my hair back and go into these spaces and pose some real intellectual, intriguing questions. Because these are the kind of people that I want to sit in a room with and listen to. You think people like this they understand human nature? What do you think Robert Greene is doing? Robert Greene is giving us a glimpse into people in this kind of world. It's a human nature, people. You think these people give a damn about what race is what? Nah, this about, they use the term, we understand human nature. That right there is what's going to help your mind expand, help your mind grow, help your damn spirit and mind grow. I can be here all day talking about niggas fighting on the Carnival cruise. I could talk about that all day. I could talk about the music and how it affects people. I can talk about uh I could talk about many things and go in and on it, and jealousy and envy. I can go on and on. But what is the point when I don't see people talking about this? When I don't see I see people who, I shout out to them for doing the, the audio books and stuff like that. But I don't see people really talking. Okay? About this. When you talk about the demons and all that kind of stuff, and this is no shade to nobody. When you do that, you take away your power, and you take away your intellectual observation of human nature. That's what you do when you talk like that. You're giving something power that need not be. And that's when I say things get a little preachy and people do the things that they do in the way that they do it. That's fine. I try to bring practicality. I'm a very spiritual woman. I bring practicality and groundedness to the topic. I bring the topic back to yourself. Because all you have is yourself. That lady in the video said she felt like an imposter. Okay? You sit here and why all of a sudden is dark psychology out there? Okay? Why? Why is it out there? Because guess what? Here's the irony of life. The irony of life is this. The irony of life is that if you put something out there, people are more than likely to be afraid of it or not believe it. That's the irony of truth. If you put it out there, people are more likely to be afraid of it or not believe it. Because in their minds is, well, why would you put it out there? If it's the truth, then it would be hidden. I just need you all to understand and hear me out closely. Okay. I need you to understand that we are dealing with something much more than what the eye is seeing. Social media has become a place of exposing people in a way that it hasn't before. And I told you all that it started with the power line, the party line, and they had to take the people from the party line, from the social experience, and they had to move these people into a space of, how do I say it? They had to move these people out into the world to study them more. So there's always been a psychological project out there, and these type of people were on the party line, and now all your party line people are outside. I stand on that. And I remember when we were on that call, we used to say, man, this is probably a social experiment, man. They're probably just studying people, watching us. And I believe that's where that social experiment started. It started from that party line. And then another thing. Y'all are getting distracted. Y'all not gonna like to hear this, but y'all getting very distracted out here. And I mean majorly distracted. Y'all are emotionally even getting caught up with this stuff. All right. I'm gonna leave it there. I'll talk to y'all later today. We'll continue.